Main driver of the economy is the consumption sector.
Next 10-15 years look really bright for India.
India is on a trajectory of growth at the moment.
India has used a lot of indigenous systems. India is actually a very good space for defense and aerospace.
Riding this wave of India's story is something which we should be very proud of.
India startup space is like.
Believe me, till very recently, almost people have not invested.
Long-term financial sector is obviously going to be a mainstay beneficiary. Another sector that I think for India is going to be always be the main driver of the economy is the consumption sector. And again, there are various pockets of consumption. There are mass consumption, premium consumption.
Yep.
Over the past 4-5 years, we have seen diverging trends in that sector.
Yep.
But I believe even as consumption grows, as economy grows, there's always a play towards premiumization. Right?
Absolutely.
So if people are buying soaps, as people start doing better, they will buy better quality soaps. Right?
Yep.
If they are buying cars, they'll start buying better quality cars. So you will always get not just growth of the industry, but also growth in the price point. So I think within consumption plays towards premiumization.
When it comes to especially, the startup space.
Right. I mean, as we all know, right, India is on a trajectory of growth at the moment, and it's a great opportunity for anyone across the globe looking to expand into this market purely because of the market potential, also because of the design maturity of this market in terms of talent availability. And also it stood out, like India stood out to our co-founders who were based in the US because they saw this rising demand for design services here, and because these companies are looking to cater to the world and they wanted to access high quality design services. So it made a lot of sense to them to come into this region also because of the growth opportunities here, and given the awesome startup ecosystem that we have here and the support system as well.
Amazing. And in fact, I totally resonate with what India startup space is like, and I think having solutions such as design development, I think that's one of the best spaces to be in when it comes to the startup space in India, especially given that most of the startups are either tech driven or tech enabled.
Right now, what's interesting is that overall in India, there is a lot of interest in defense. And not just because of the environment, but also given the government spending, even in investments point of view, there's a lot more focus there, and people want to invest in this sector as well.
Since the 80s, India has used a lot of indigenous systems, and there has been a huge push for indigenization. This came when there was a huge period of nationalization. So that's when our government thought, well, if we are making it for retail stuff, why not even do it for defense and aerospace? And eventually it did help in a lot of ways. So it has led to the nuclear programs going up in India. And also defense and aerospace happen to be a part of it the same way. So after that, the government has been trying to readily act and actively trying to export these systems that are made in India over the past since 2010. And also, if we were to talk about India, India is actually a very good space for defense and aerospace because the industry and the framework, the legal framework is very structured. And compared to a lot of other nations, we have something like a portal where you can actively monitor leads, not just in India, even abroad. This is not there in a lot of places. And although it is still new and we are learning as we go along, it is a booming industry in India and the world. But if I were to diverge more into it, people do like to see these figures of defense budget, India's defense budget increasing year on year. There's actually a big catch to it. Although it is say $65 billion or and it's increasing yearly, the fact of the matter is that 65 billion, including people on payroll, acquisition of imported goods, and imported defense systems, and just their bilateral exercise, it's all a part of that $65 billion. So although it is growing, it needs to be taken with that pinch of salt. And it's just that we are where Europe was during, in my opinion, where Europe was during their World War phase. So we are still developing, but I think in the next couple of decades, I think we'll be able to match them.
Next 10-15 years look really bright for
Look
India,
really good.
both in terms of where the economy will go, and if the economy expands, it has to ensure that the expansion of people's wealth grows. And once that happens, they have to invest somewhere. And I'm sure now with the new generation coming, they understand that investing early is very, very important. And riding this wave of India's story is something which we should be very proud of.
Right, absolutely. And that is so very true, especially with this younger generation. Their risk appetite is higher, right? They have that risk-taking ability.
India's AUM, assets under management, in last 10 years has gone 6x,
Yeah.
which is unprecedented. And people suddenly feel that it is really, really big. What will happen next? If you ask me, I think it's just tip of an iceberg. In number terms, we are roughly around 5 crore individuals investing into Indian markets. And I used to do one dipstick within my household. If there is some gathering or something, I'll ask people randomly, how many of you have invested in stock markets? How many of you have invested into mutual funds?
Right.
Believe me, till very recently, almost 60-65% people have not invested.
Not invest.
And these are the people who are educated.
Yeah.
Most of them are engineers, doctors. The thing is, in India, we still are a very conservative society. But
With more and more retail investors flooding in over the next 5 years, 10 years, how do you see the dynamics of the Indian equity markets change? Actually, it augurs well for us. We see almost 25,000 crores of SIP getting pumped in every month. I think it's made markets very balanced. In 2008-9 turmoil, when we had FIs selling us, there was no backup. That's why you saw corrections which were as deep as 30-40% in a very short span of time. Now that our domestic market is so buoyant, that gives us confidence that you may not have that kind of volatility which was there. Yeah.
So it occurs really, really well. The fact that many PF trusts are now investing into equities, many other statutory bodies have been allowed to start investing in equities, that's also providing some cushion. So I think when market becomes a little mature, it provides that stability.
Yeah.
And when stability is there, you'll have more people coming to the market because confidence goes up. You have not seen any of events which unfolded in 90s, at least in last 8, 10, 15 years, we've not seen any of those sorts. So, and I think regulators also have played a brilliant role.
Yeah.
The way they have tightened the overall ring fence, the retail investors, they are taking care of their aspirations, ensuring they are ring fenced properly so that nobody takes advantage of their gullibility. That ways I think markets have evolved a lot, and it's a perfect launchpad. I think we've set a very good foundation for us to do really well for next 10-15 years.